Hello everyone. This video will cover the slope of a linear equation or line. The slope is a measurement of stiffness of a line. Any mathematical expression of the slope of a line through the 2 points. The first point is x1, y1. This 1 means it's the first point. And another point, B, is x2, y2. This 2 means the x and y value in second point. So slope is represented by m. So m is the letter that you use to indicate the slope. And slope is like changing in y points on numerator. So y2 minus y1. And changing in x at denominator, which is x2 minus x1 at the denominator. Also used as rise on the top numerator value and run on the denominator value when x2 is not equal to x1. If it is, it turns into 0, then it's a problem. So slope is while how much it runs, how much it rises, which end up with a stiffness. Okay, changing y out of changing x. Many of my students get confused with changing y over changing x or changing x over changing y. So make sure you memorize y, difference of y is on the top and difference of x is on the bottom. Okay, again, slope m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 in case they give you 2 points, x1, y1 and x2, y2. So now again, let's do some practice. How do you find the slope when they give you the 2 points? So first thing you do is you relabel the points. So this is x1 and this is y1 and this is x2 and y2. And then you make it as a m, which is slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y2 was what? 4. What was y1? 8. X2 is 6. And x1 was 2. So now here comes the sign number operation. 4 minus 8 is negative 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. So you end up with slope as a negative 1. Okay, so that's how you find the slope. Another example, find the slope of line passing through point A, which is negative 2 to negative 4, and point B as a negative 3 comma 5. So first thing you do is again, label them. Since A is the first point, you make it as a x1, y1, and x2, y2 for the B points. Again, slope is changing y, which means y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 when 2 points are given. So what was it, y2? Yeah, it was 5 minus negative 4 with negative 3 minus negative 2. Again, sign number operation. When you do that, this thing becomes 5 plus positive 4. If you do keep change. Every time you have a subtraction, you should do keep change until you become very good at that. So 5 plus positive 4 rather. So it becomes a 9 on the top, and this becomes negative 3 plus positive 2. Now it's addition. Do you have the same sign or a different sign? You have a different sign, so you subtract and keep the sign of bigger number. So you end up with negative 1. So 9 over negative 1. So what is 9 over negative 1? Negative 9. Okay. So final answer become negative 9 for second one. Another practice. A is 2 and 3. So label as x1, y1. B on this question is negative 3 and 3. x2, y2. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That becomes 3 minus 3 over negative 3 minus 2. So 3 minus 3 is 0. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 5. 0 of any number is 0. So slope is 0. Okay. So what is slope is 0 means? Slope is 0 means no rise at all. You just sitting flat. So it become a horizontal line. Okay. So whenever slope is 0, it's always sitting a flat, doesn't go up. So it become a horizontal line. Another example, x1, y1, x2, y2, slope become y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Notice that you write like on the bottom of it, right? So y2 is negative 2, y1 is 4, so negative 2 minus 4, and x2 is 3 minus 3, so you end up with negative 6 of 0. Now, whenever you have a 0 on the bottom, it becomes undefined. Okay. Now, in case you forgot, I ask you to memorize this picture that when the person head is up, which means up, numerator 0 is up, is 0. When person is upside down, you die, so it become undefined. Also, horizontal, this is like a point A. Where is point A here? Point A is x is a 2, y is 1, 2, 3 here. So you run 2 and rise 3. So here is 2 comma 3 A graphically, and B, x is negative 3, so 1, 2, 3, and rise 3. So here is point B, which is negative 3 comma 3. So if you connect them nice and easy, this is the horizontal line that's it. And it passed through both y location as a 3. So actual graph of this line or equation of this line become, no matter what x value is, y equal 3. So every time you have a horizontal line, you always have y equals something. Okay? So I actually, not only I found a slope, but also I actually plot the point and then find the equation. Okay? Which they didn't ask for it, but I did it. Okay. So how about number 4? If I actually plot this, I have point A is 3 comma 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you run 3 and rise 4. Then you get this point as point A, 3 comma 4. Now point B is 3 comma negative 2. So you run 3 again. But Y is negative 2. That means go down, rise, negative 2. So here is the point B, which is 3 comma negative 2. Now if I connect nice and easy on these 2 points, here is your vertical line. Now whenever you have a vertical line, how do you write an equation? Just in case anybody asks, you make it x equals something. So those are the few things you have to memorize overall. So those are the few things you should have this in your formula section. Now, what is this equation then? Whenever you have a horizontal line, you look for x location, which means whatever the y value, x is always stay as a 3. So x equal 3 is a vertical line. Okay. But again, slope for number 3 was 0, and slope for number 4 was undefined. Okay. So slope for number 3 was 0, which become a horizontal line. And slope for number 4 was undefined because you have a 0 in the denominator, which become a vertical line. So what was the y? Y equal 3 and x equal 3 in these two questions. Okay. Now again, this is a summary of slope. Rise from left is always positive, left to right. So that means left side is down and right side is up, then slope is positive. Slope that falls from left to right. So slope is positive means it's going up way. Slope is negative means going down way. Okay? That's what they mean. Slope is horizontal means sitting this, then y equals something. And slope is vertical means x equals something. So in this case, slope m equals 0 and m equal undefined. M is negative, m is positive. So in graphically, going up is positive slope, going down have a negative slope, flat in horizontal, slope is 0, perpendicular or vertical, slope is undefined. Okay. Anybody have any question? Now also in general, so we've been practicing when you have 2 points, right? What if they don't have 2 points? What if they give you slope intercept form? Slope intercept form means y equal mx plus b, right? Then number in front of x is always slope. Oh, I keep forgetting e. And b become y-intercept 0 comma b. So we call this format, what do you call that? Slope intercept form. So whenever you have a y equal mx plus b format, that's we call this type of equation as slope intercept form. Okay? Just for refresh yourself. Now pause your video and find the slope of these 4 questions in exercise 1 and check your answer with the answer key at the bottom of this section. Pause the video and do the question now. Now on example 1, we practice how to find the slope when 2 points are given. Now, what if they change the format? What if they want to find the slope or y-intercept, slope and y-intercept from equation, but it is standard form of equation, which means you have ax plus by equals c format. Standard form is that x and y is the left side of equal sign and number is right side equal sign. Then at that format we call standard form. So if you have a standard form, it's very hard to find slope and y-intercept as it is. So what do? You change that into slope intercept form. Which form? Slope intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b format. So how do you convert ax plus by equals c into y equals mx plus b? Well, you solve for y. Okay, if you solve for y from standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, then it automatically becomes y equals mx plus b. So now, knowing this and memorize this, and should be in your formula section this, you have 2x plus 3y equals 6, which is what? Which form? Standard form. Now if you convert and solve to convert this equation into slope intercept form, what do? You solve for y. Then if you solve for y, minus 2x in both sides, and then 3y become negative 2x plus 6. In many cases, we write x first and number second. Okay, so this is better than 6 minus 2x. Okay, usually x letter first and the number last. And next step is rewrite this and divide each one by number in front of y, because you have to solve. We try to solve for y. Then y become negative 2/3 x plus 2. So ta-da! You are in slope intercept form because y equal mx plus b. So once you have this, any number in front of x is become a slope. So m become negative 2/3, and number after x become y-intercept. That's the point that it intercepts with the y-axis. So we call y-intercept. Okay. So anybody have any question on this? Okay. Now another practice make it perfect. They want to get a slope and y-intercept from 5x minus 3y equals 15. So what do? Solve for y. So minus 5x in both sides. You got negative 3y become negative 5x plus 15. Now you write one more time. Not to interrupt with the original question. Divide all of them, each term by -3. Cancel out. Y become 5 over 3x plus -5. So, ta-da! You end up with y equals mx plus b format. So what is m here? Number in front of x, only the number. So 5/3 is slope, and y-intercept become 0 comma and y value, which is -5. Okay, so that's how you do that. Any question on this? Now, number 3, find the slope and y-intercept of 3x plus 2y equals 0. What do? You solve for y. If you solve for the y, move the x by doing inverse operation, minus 2x, you end up with 3y equals -2x plus 0. So you don't do anything with the 0. Now you divide each one by 3, y become -2/3 x. For the conveniency, you just put the numbers together because that's going to be a slope. And 0, you don't have to write it, but if I write it like this, then slope become -2/3, number in front of x. And y-intercept, guess what? Become 0 comma 0. Okay, this y is 0. Comprende? Any questions? Now next one. Find the slope of 3y equals -6. So you have a 3y equals -6. So what do? Well, solve for the y again. Divide 3y equals -6. Divide both sides by 3. Y become -2. What does that mean? That means this is the equation. Do you have a slope? No slope. Why not? How do you know? No x's. Okay. So if I rewrite this with x, it's actually 0x plus -2. Did you know that? 0 times anything is 0 anyway. So it's actually this. So slope become 0 when there is no x. And y-intercept becomes 0 comma -2. Okay. So whenever there is a y only, y equals some number, slope always becomes 0. Okay. Now number 5. How about this? 2x equal -5. No y values. Okay. So it's actually 0y plus 2x equal -5. When there is 0y, that become what? That become, that become undefined. Because it has to be y equals something, but there is no y. So they become, no y means no slope. Can you believe that zero slope and no slopes are different? Zero slope is there is a slope, but it's zero. And no slope means there is even no slope at all. Okay, so it is different. So making sure that you understand that, and then where is my missing? Okay, now let me just turn it off. Okay, now if I continue, so making sure you know the difference between no slope and zero slope. Okay, zero slope means there is a slope, even though it's zero, still there is a slope. No slope means what? No slope means there is no slope at all. Okay. Now you pause the video, do the practice 2, and after you finish them, check your answer. Okay. Check with the solution in the bottom of this section. Okay. So pause the video and do that. Okay. By the way, here is no slope in previous question. Then what is y-intercept? Y-intercept is if you you get 2y equal -5, divide both sides by 2. Sorry, this was wrong. It's 2x equal -5. So x become 5 over -2. So they don't have no y-intercept. But you have x-intercept. X-intercept is x value. So x-intercept would be -5 over 2. So if you actually graph this, it will be -5 over 2 is actually about -2.5, 2.5. So you go to x as a -2.5, 1, 2, 3 is between 2 and 3. So graph will look like this. In case you want to look for the graph of 2x equal -5, that's the graph. Now again, going back to exercise 2 and pause the video, do these problems and check your answer. Okay, that's it for the video. I will see you in next video. Thank you.